EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us about 20 miles south of downtown L.A. at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The 30. 10. Touchdown, LA. Wayne Goldman. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for. Because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they have both. Over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game...
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Third and long, it's Watson. Flushed out right. He's going to run. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And picked up by the Chargers. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, LA. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On first down, they go right back to Hunt. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Here's Watson. He's got Fuller. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one, 41 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
59!
Now Watson. For the catch made by Hopkins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run with Hunt on second down. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Watson now to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. But it'll be second and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Rush in, rush in.
To throw is Watson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, once again, the intended target. But now it's third and goal. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on third and goal here. Watson, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Duke Johnson, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Let's go, D.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Now the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. This time Taylor will throw. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. 8 yards there and a first down.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Set, 180.
Check pass. Check pass.
Now Gordon on first down. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game. And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Oh, yeah.
Rivers now for the 50. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
They'll run it here with Hunt. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and 7, Watson, and he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Joey Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic. Tighten up. Pull together. Hey.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Going deep for Hopkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Returning, it's Benjamin. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position.
Round 80.
Hey.
Load it.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check 41.
First down, Rivers. And caught by Henry. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Let's get it.
Hey, easy, easy.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And a throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Charles, 54 yards. I'm surprised that came up short.
I would agree with that one because normally, if he misses, it's accuracy, not length, because he has plenty of leg for that. But maybe it's like I hit my golf shot, you know, maybe it's like my wedge. You know, when you chili dip and you hit the ground ahead of it, sometimes that'll shorten your distance as well.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now it's Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. On first down, it's Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. A gain of 39 that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain.
Good set. UAT. Come on, now.
Back to throw, Watson. And this is going to be intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Mike 41.
Now Rivers. That's complete to Gallman. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a third down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
White.
41 Mike.
To the air again here, Rivers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Again, it's Rivers. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down. On is the Chargers punter now. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Switch. Hey, switch gears. Check nine. Check your hot read.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. But he will take this down to the 10-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Mike.
All right, block 15.
Mike, you better bring it. I'm letting you know right now. You better.
Following the interception here, Rivers. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Lions at green 90. Ground 80.
Watch the run. 41 to Mike.
Red Delta.
I'm coming, baby.
From the gun, Rivers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
No time now.
Throwing again is Watson, sliding out of the pocket. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up the first down, guess what?
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Thomas, the intended target. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Black 11!
Allen's got it complete. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make this a three-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play? And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Make these babies cry all the way back home. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Jump it. Slam, slam, slam.
And a go!
Here's Watson, eluding the pressure right. His throw incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it's third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot, and that gives them a chance to get some points up on the board.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10. Rivers to throw this time. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Rivers. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry in the final seconds of the first half. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Melvin Ingram just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Flush to his right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on third down, makes it manageable now.
This is Johnson. He's got it. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on third and medium to pick up the first. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Uchenna and Nwosu got the sack there.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Steps away to his left. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, Watson, flushed out right. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting...
And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
A first throw here for the backup, Taylor. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
Alpha!
Rivers now after the fumble recovery. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. It'll be a pickup at 15 as that'll lead to third down.
It's a gain of 15 yards and leads to third down.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And an alley to run. 20. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Chargers. Badgley on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. There he goes left side. And this results in 6. Touchdown. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return. And the Texans get a bit closer. Still down very big on the scoreboard, but a little feather in their cap here.
And it's a big-time play, and if you don't get energized after a kick return, well, then your team just doesn't have any spark. We'll find out if this is the start of a big comeback or just cosmetics as we go along.
And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Ready, block 15.
Check 55 to Mike.
Plus the right.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Hey, wahoo.
Here I come again. Mike.
On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But, oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Watch tight. Tight is right. 4 down. Check.
From the gun, here's Watson out to his left. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down.
Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Here we go. Whoa. 52's the mic, boys. 52. Here we go. Wide. Get wide.
Here we go on fourth. Watson going deep for Hopkins. He's got a man, complete. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Check hot route. Hot. Check. 49. Check 49. You go touch.
Watson on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Denzel Perryman. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, LA. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what are you doing when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Use the mic. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? Heavy? Give me some. Here we go. He's crashing. He's trying.
Now a first down throw. Watson eluding the pressure right. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
A gain of 15.
Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
52's the money. 54. Line up. 52. Line up, go.
Watson now to throw. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? You don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson, escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Containing him is becoming a... big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it and picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Charger drive about to get going. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now is dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
So a slight improvement in field position, you might say, from inside their own 10 to this as they come up on first down.
Greystone, travel.
Stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
25. Check 25. Check 25. Wait, 89.
They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. 46 yards on the play. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that, has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Watson. Buying time to his left. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Watson looks to throw again. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Melvin Ingram picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Watson forced out to his left. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. Back to throw, Watson. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Southern California.